When you're ready, preparing to leave. This guide is not a rulebook, and it is not meant to tell anyone what they must do. Every situation is different, every woman's circumstances are, and safety always comes first. Take what applies, adapt what you need to, and leave anything that does not fit your life. What we learned is that leaving is not just a physical act. You can walk out the door many times and still be trapped mentally and emotionally through trauma bond and conditioning. For us, the most important part of leaving was preparing before we ever left. We knew we were ending it long before we did it, but had never stuck to it before. Preparing our mind, our expectations, and our understanding of what was really happening made all the difference this time. If leaving is not something that can happen quickly, you can still prepare. You can educate yourself, learn what to expect emotionally and mentally, understand the tactics that often happen when control is threatened, like post-separation abuse, hoovering, and smear campaigns, and begin training your brain to recognize what is real and what is not. That preparation matters because it is often what helps you stay gone and not get pulled back in by guilt, hope, fear, confusion, or manipulation. This guide is about preparation, awareness, and staying grounded. It is about knowing your weaknesses, having tools that work for you, ready for your hardest moments in survival mode, because there will be many, and understanding that leaving is going to hurt like hell and not make sense at first, but going back will hurt forever and always get worse through the cycle of abuse. These are just things that helped us. They may not all apply to you, but even one or two can make a difference, and you will build on your tools the longer you stay away. Each step will be shared in more detail. This is the overall picture. Core steps to preparing to leave when you are ready. Prepare your mind first. Educate yourself about abuse, trauma bonding, the cycle of abuse, post-separation abuse, gaslighting, coercive control. Learn what to expect emotionally and mentally so you are not blindsided later. You can begin preparing your brain to leave long before you physically do. Have a plan. Even if you never need it, having a plan matters. Know where you could go, who you could call, and what your options are for the next time or opportunity through safety planning. It is better to have arrangements you never use than to need them and not have them. Save all you can, if you can, and make quiet arrangements. This looks different for everyone. Save money if possible. Gather documents. Think ahead. Small steps still count. Know your weaknesses. Be honest with yourself. When you went back before, what pulled you back? Loneliness, guilt, fear, hope, a crisis, or specific people through trauma bond, intermittent reinforcement, or fawning. Understanding your own patterns is critical so you are prepared with a plan to not let them draw you back in this time. Limit known triggers when possible. If certain people, places, or situations make you vulnerable, prepare for that. This may mean distance or cutoff, boundaries, or intentional avoidance while you are getting stronger. Create reality reminders. Have reminders ready for moments when you minimize, doubt yourself, or feel pulled back in. Abusive text messages, videos, written memories, journal entries, or lists can help bring you back to reality and remind you why you left. Write while you are clear. When emotions are high or after an incident, write everything down. How it made you feel, what hurt, what scared you. In weak moments, read and watch it again to remind yourself why you left. Prepare yourself for the pain. Leaving hurts. Withdrawal will feel overwhelming and unbearable from trauma bond withdrawal. Sometimes the pain of missing them feels worse than the abuse itself. Knowing this ahead of time helps you not confuse pain with love. Knowing abuse terms and why you are feeling what you are feeling helps keep you grounded in reality during your darkest moments. Expect doubt and stay grounded. You will question yourself and remember the good through the cycle of abuse and cognitive dissonance. This does not mean you were wrong. It means you are human and the cycle of abuse is working hard to keep you stuck. You are stronger than this. Use your tools when this happens. Focus on staying out, not just getting out. Leaving is just the first step. Staying gone is a process. Each day you stay grounded, you get stronger, even when it does not feel like it. Step 1, prepare your mindset. Before anything else, before packing, before planning, before telling anyone, prepare your mind. This was the most important step for us, and honestly the one that made the biggest difference in whether we stayed gone or went back. Leaving isn't just walking out the door. You can leave physically and still be completely trapped mentally and emotionally. We did that more than once. What changed this time was that we prepared our brain before we left. If leaving isn't something you can do immediately, that's okay. You can still prepare. You can start learning what's actually happening to you and why you feel the way you feel. That education matters more than people realize. Learn about abuse in all forms, not just physical. Learn about trauma bonding, the cycle of abuse, gaslighting, coercive control, love bombing, intermittent reinforcement, post-separation abuse. When you understand these patterns, things that once felt confusing start to make sense. This step is about knowing what to expect emotionally, so you don't think you're losing your mind later. You're going to miss them. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to remember the good. You're going to feel guilt, fear, hope, and pull, sometimes all at once. None of that means you're wrong or weak. It means your brain has been conditioned and bonded through trauma. When you prepare your mind, you stop taking those feelings at face value. You learn to pause and say, "This makes sense, and it doesn't mean you should go back." Education gives you language. Language gives you clarity. Clarity gives you power. Preparing your mind also means being honest with yourself. Seeing the relationship for what it really is, not just who they were in the beginning or during the good moments. This can be painful, but it's grounding. You don't need to have every answer right now. You don't need to know exactly when or how you'll leave. You just need to start waking up to the reality of what you're living in. Preparing your mind is how you begin breaking the cycle before you ever break contact. This step alone won't make leaving easy, but it will make it real, and it will help you stay grounded when everything inside you wants relief instead of freedom. Step 2, have a plan even if you never use it. This step is not about being dramatic or assuming the worst. It's about being prepared. Having a plan does not mean you are definitely leaving tomorrow. It means you are no longer leaving everything up to fear, emotion, or the next blow-up. You are giving yourself options. When you're living in abuse, your nervous system is already overloaded. In moments of crisis, it's hard to think clearly. A plan gives you something solid to fall back on when your emotions are high and your brain is flooded. Your plan does not have to be perfect, it does not have to be shared, and it does not have to be used, but knowing it exists matters. One way to think about this is simple. If your house were to burn down, what are the things you absolutely could not replace? Those are the things you want to quietly secure ahead of time. This can include important documents like your ID, driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, passport, insurance information, medical records, court papers, or anything related to your children if you have them. If possible, make copies. Bring them to work with you. Store them at a trusted friend or family member's house. Keep them somewhere safe and accessible. If you can, get an extra copy of your driver's license or ID and keep it somewhere separate. That way, if you ever have to leave quickly, you're not starting from nothing. Start putting away money if that's possible for you. Even small amounts add up. This might mean cash hidden somewhere safe, a separate account, or money stored with someone you trust. Not everyone can do this, and that's okay. Do what you can. Some people choose to pack a small bag or keep certain items already prepared elsewhere. This might include clothes, medications, chargers, toiletries, or anything you know you would need right away. You don't have to pack everything, just enough to reduce panic if you ever need to leave in a hurry. Planning can also mean knowing where you could go if needed. A friend, family, a hotel, a shelter, or simply knowing who you could call and what you would say. For some women, planning has to be very quiet and very slow. For others, it can be quicker. There is no right timeline. Safety always comes first. What we learned is this. It is better to have arrangements you never use than to need them and not have them. Having a plan doesn't make you weak or disloyal. It makes you prepared. Even having a partial plan can shift something inside you. It reminds you that you have options, and sometimes that alone makes a difference. Step 3, build support before you need it. This step is about connection, and it matters more than people realize. One of the hardest parts of leaving abuse isn't just the relationship ending, it's the isolation that often comes with it. Many of us didn't talk about what was really happening. We hid it. We protected them. We softened the truth. By the time we were ready to leave, we felt completely alone. Before you leave, or while you're preparing to leave, start thinking about who feels safe. Not who gives advice, not who tells you what to do, but who listens, believes you, and doesn't minimize what you're going through. This might be one person, a friend, a family member, a coworker, a therapist, a support group. It does not have to be a big circle. One safe connection can make a huge difference. For us, forcing ourselves to say it out loud after we left was intentional. It was hard and uncomfortable, but it mattered. Speaking the truth out loud helped anchor us in reality. It removed the ability to quietly minimize or rewrite what happened later. It also created accountability, not in a shaming way, but in a grounding way. Once the truth was spoken, going back would have meant ignoring our own reality. That accountability also opened the door to real support. When people know the truth, they can support you better. They can help hold you steady in moments when you feel pulled back or start doubting yourself. Building support ahead of time also matters because there will be weak moments when you miss them, when guilt creeps in, when you remember only the good. Having someone who knows the truth can help bring you back to reality when your own mind is struggling. This step is not about asking people to rescue you. It's about not isolating yourself anymore. Abuse thrives in silence and isolation. Healing does not. You don't have to share everything. You don't have to explain every detail. Just start letting yourself be supported somewhere. Building support before you leave helps you stay grounded after you do. Final step, keep repeating what works and stay grounded. Leaving is not the finish line. Staying grounded is the work. This step is about continuing to use the tools you've already built over and over, especially when things get hard again. Because they will. Once you're out, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is staying rooted in reality. As much as possible for your situation, no contact matters. No responding, no explaining, no defending, no reacting. Any reaction, even anger, even closure, even kindness, is still access. And access is often what keeps the cycle alive. If contact is unavoidable because of children or legal reasons, keep it factual, brief, and emotionless. When hoovering happens, remind yourself that any reaction is usually what they want. Silence is not weakness, it's protection. This is also where keeping yourself busy matters. Fill your time, find new routines, new hobbies, new interests. Move your body, change your environment. Do things that remind you who you are outside of survival. Distraction is not avoidance, sometimes it's regulation. Self-care isn't bubble baths and affirmations. Sometimes self-care is choosing not to respond. Sometimes it's getting out of bed when you don't want to. Sometimes it's reading your journal instead of romanticizing the past. And yes, it may feel unproductive or even painful to revisit old text messages, journal entries, or reminders of the abuse, but those tools matter. When you start minimizing, doubting yourself, or remembering only the good, you bring yourself back to reality. You don't do this forever. You do it when you need to. These tools helped you stay grounded once, and they can help again. You will not need them as often over time, but when you do, don't shame yourself for using them. They work. Healing is not linear. Some people heal quickly, some people heal in layers, some people carry pieces of this for the rest of their lives. That doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're human. Finding grace in this journey matters. Grace for what you didn't know. Grace for how long it took. Grace for the ways you survived. Grace for the days you feel strong and the days you feel broken. There is a silver lining here, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. You now see red flags you once missed. You have self-awareness you didn't have before. You are learning your worth day by day. You are becoming someone who trusts herself again. And eventually you'll realize something else. You are now able to support other women walking this same road. Your experience has meaning. Your voice has weight. Your healing creates ripples. Keep repeating what works. Keep choosing reality. Keep choosing yourself. You are building a life you deserve, one grounded step at a time.